All right, so a few nights ago, I was extremely mad from losing several Valorant games in a row. So, to blow off some steam, I decided to watch Transformers Revenge of the Fallen on Netflix because I knew that my favorite band, Linkin Park, made the song New Divide specifically for this movie. So, I'm like, you know what? If Linkin Park made a song for this Transformers movie, like, how bad could it be, right? Because I will admit, like, I'm gonna say this is my opinion. Like, Hybrid Theory is the best Linkin Park album, but I would put like New Divide easily in like my top 20 Linkin Park songs and like probably my top 10 as well. So I'm like, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, like, it's gotta have like be like decent, right? I was wrong. This movie is dog shit. Okay, and like, this is not just my opinion either. Like, if you look at the reviews, like a lot of other people have said this movie is dog shit. And their main complaints are one, the plot makes no sense. Like normally, if I was giving a review of some other movie, I would like give a brief summary of what goes on, right? But if I did that for Transformers, like you would honestly have more questions than answers at the end, because like there's just like no explanation for why any character does anything. Stuff just sort of happens, and you are expected to go along with it. But you know, like in a way, that alone would be forgivable. Because if you are an individual of culture, you would say, fuck the plot. I came here to watch giant robots beat the shit out of each other. But the movie like fails in that regard as well. Because every single major fight scene is completely unreadable. Like if you look at this like shitty GIF, I know it's like 360p, but you can see like it's Optimus Prime, the guy with the swords. He's like fighting three dudes. But for some reason, these dudes, like, they're all about the same size, shape, and like the same silver gray color. So you can't even tell, like, who is who, really. Um, so, like, why would I bother to see, like, an action movie if, like, the action scenes, sorry, are this terrible, right? And then, last but not least, and I can't believe I have to say this, like, there are two like they're twins, right? Twin like Transformers who are like very blatantly racist stereotypes of like black gangsters, right? And I'm not like an expert on race relations. Like I'm not like a expert in these types of things, right? But I really don't understand like who the fuck thought it was a good idea. Like, yeah, they're like, yeah, bro. If I add this racist stereotype to my movie, that is like important to the plot, and it's like very critical that I have this in. Who the fuck thought that? They like, I really don't understand it. Um, so yeah, these are like three very major fuck ups for the movie already, right? But the problem is, like, one, as I already mentioned, other people have already discussed them. And two, like, they're not, like, funny, so I can't make jokes out of them. And if I can't make jokes out of them, like, how am I supposed to make the sweet, sweet YouTube revenue making content, you know? So instead, I'm gonna talk about some more random bullshit in the movie so I can pad this video length. Just like how the movie itself is padded, it is in fact 2.5 hours long. Okay? Um, and I looked this up. New Divide is about like 4.5 minutes long. So, rather than watch this dumbass Transformers movie for 2.5 hours, you could listen to New Divide on repeat for about 33 times, you know, give or take like a third or so, which would honestly be a better use of your time. And now, like, I feel like nowadays, like, long movies are more acceptable. Like, the new Batman movie is 3 hours, but unlike Revenge of the Fallen, the new Batman movie is actually good. So, you know, make of that what you will. My second complaint is that the Transformer designs themselves are uncool. And I'm not saying this because to be a hater, right? Because I'm a big Transformers fan. Like I looked at all the videos of like Optimus Prime and Megatron fucking. So like I'm a big Transformers fan. Okay, you gotta believe me. And honestly, like the movie had some potential in this regard because I was like, I think one example would be like Soundwave in the movie. Like when you first meet him, he's like this badass like stone face guy. He's like floating up in space as like a like a spy satellite. I'm like, this is fucking sick. At least they nailed this design. But then like what he does, and this can is I can only describe this as he like tentacle like bores a satellite. So for the rest of the movie, it looks like he's pregnant with this satellite, and like that's just the way he looks for the rest of the movie. So like to have this badass character like Soundwave undergo pregnancy, um, regrettably that is not my fetish. So I wasn't really into that. Um, and like in general, I would say like the Transformers in this movie are really fucking lame. Like anyone who's not named like Optimus Prime or Megatron, like a lot of the Transformers are just get like shot by tanks and shit. And the problem with that is that if your giant robot is losing to like conventional military like weaponry and arms, right? Like tanks and planes and shit, then what is the fucking point? Right? It's like how are you supposed to believe that this robot is cool and badass when like it's just getting its ass whooped by a tank? Um, so honestly, if I was going to do that, like you should just make a movie glorifying the military industrial complex at that point. Because honestly, if you were shilling for the US government, you would definitely get paid better than if you were shilling these dumbass plastic children's toys. Alright. With that out of the way, astute viewers will notice that I'm failing to address the big elephant in the room here, which is that Megan Fox is very hot. If you didn't know, like Megan Fox plays the main like female lead in the movie. But when I say female lead, what actually happens is like she has no agency at all and basically does nothing and just like looks hot. Um, and honestly, that is like really like a flop, right? Because if you have someone like Megan Fox in the movie and you just have her like stand around and that is like the best way that you think you can like utilize her talents in the movie, like you are a fucking idiot, right? And that's honestly what happens to like the whole like three female characters in the movie. Is that dumbass Michael Bay thinks that if you have like an attractive woman in a scene, that you should focus on their boobs and ass as much as possible. And like this is what viewers want. But like if you are someone who has like any shred of human decency in you, you will realize that this is fucking creepy, not hot. And that's just like weird, dude. Like you have Megan Fox and you make it weird, like that's a L for sure. Right? Um, and now I just want to make it clear, like I have nothing against Megan Fox personally. Like I don't know her like that, right? I took this image out of Wikipedia because like I actually don't know anything like else she's been in. So I like have no comments on whether she's a good or bad actor. Like I would say that the lines and the character she was given was so terrible that it like reflects badly on her. But like I'm not saying that Megan Fox herself is a bad actress. So honestly, like I kind of feel bad for her in that regard. Although I did hear that she is dating Machine Gun Kelly, who is like the most trashed musician of all time. So maybe she deserves it. I don't know. Um, all right. Um, that's about it. Do not watch Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, but you should definitely check out Linkin Park. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that Linkin Park is badass and that you should check them out. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.